So we reacting to when you talk trash to LeBron James. Now, would this be like a video of them stories, where the NBA players do some wild stuff and it be like memorizing their history, or would this be a normal, if I could say, clickbait? Let's check it out. Hey, bro, this game, no hate towards LeBron. He played like, I don't want to say he played bad. He played good because he dropped a lot of points. But dude went 2 from 13, I think, from the 3-point line. Like he was shooting a lot and he wasn't being efficient. Now his mid ranges were cool. His driving was cool. But him shooting, bro, he took the ball way too much and he shot a lot of balls and didn't score a lot of threes. Now on the other hand, DeMar, he was lethal, brother. He didn't do some extra stuff. Now I know that's a Drew league and it was just like they playing for fun, but I'm just saying.
This is Dion Wright. Dion is a really good basketball player. This is, well, of course, LeBron James.
Yeah.
He's a much better basketball player.
Yeah.
Never in his wildest dreams did Dion think he would be guarding LeBron James in a high school gym in front of 2,000
Can't do
people.
nothing to these fades,
But
bro.
here we are. But to find out how we got here, we have to go back over a decade ago, when Dion was in high school and he shot off a few tweets that would come back to haunt him years later.
What did dude say?
This video is
Don't tell me dude did the flight on LeBron. I bet I could win him, but the cameras wasn't on.
Like Blitz and SEO tweets offers content like sources to build a website that reflects your brand. As sports fans, we can be irrational, emotional, and absolutely unhinged at times. Our expectations often unrealistic. Sports opinions that'll seriously have you questioning another man's mental state. It can get ugly, and it often does. The worst of it all being the harsh criticisms of sports fans voiced on social media platforms. Maybe a comment, a tweet, picking
Bro.
apart a player's game or possibly
Bro said he's not giving dinner to his kids.
Practically every single one of us can do this with absolutely no consequence. We're just fans, staring at a screen. Our points of criticism so irrelevant and unheard that you'd be better off sharing your NBA opinions with a brick wall. I mean, at least the brick wall won't call you an idiot for saying if the Kings drafted Luka Doncic instead of Marvin Bagley, they'd be championship contenders by now.
Yeah.
Or maybe it would. It's all pretty ridiculous, I know, but we're sports fans. Set the bar as low as you want. We will find a way under it. Fortunately, 99.
Hey, yo, the most dude that takes no BS from the crowd, bro, gotta be Russell, man. Russell ain't got no. Russell wants all the smoke when people like start talking to him. Like a lot of players, like
9.9% of the time, these criticisms go unheard. Talk smack to a giant super athlete online and go to sleep with the peace of mind knowing you'll never have to actually back it up. But what if you did? Imagine publicly criticizing one of your favorite players, an NBA superstar, and then actually having to go toe-to-toe with them on the court. Because that's exactly what happened to Dion Wright, the only man to ever call out an NBA player online and have to answer to that player. But how in the world did Dion end up in a high school gym in the middle of the summer guarding LeBron James? Well, to find
LeBron is smart though. He's smart. He knew that if he just kept blowing by and giving passes, he wouldn't be scoring as much. He knew he got the size and he knew them fades would be lethal to his games. Sounds like someone else that we watch play. Or at least we watch his highlights play. Yeah, hey. Yeah. Them fades, bro. Anybody that shoots fadeaways or just gives a little bit of lean to his shot, bro, they're the toughest people to guard.
In the genesis of this
saga,
we have to go
Look at him.
way back.
Like with these fades, you need to have a 8 feet wingspan.
June 12th, 2011 was a fairly normal summer day. The Yankees beat the Indians. This guy was named the shortest man in the world, and the Miami Heat faced off against the Dallas Mavericks in Game 6 of the NBA Finals. The Mavericks were up 3-2 in the series, and LeBron was fresh into his villain stage.
This the match where Dirk was sick.
So pretty much everyone in the world, aside from me and about 7 other people, wanted LeBron and the Heat to get crushed in this game. One of many fans rooting for the Heat to lose was a 19-year-old Dion Wright, who had this to say. Now, besides the fact that Dion was right on both accounts, the Heat did go on to lose that game 6 in the finals and the series.
You're not wrong.
And
that's
LeBron
what happened.
Did eventually go back to Cleveland. It was clear early on that Dion was not boarding the LeBron hype train. He read LeBron like a book, saw past his charades and antics, and called it like it was. And 2 years later, Dion would head back to Twitter to lay the smackdown on LeBron once again. On June...
Bro, people have been watching this dude's tweets since like back then. Like people had the time to go to his Twitter and watch what he said. I'm asleep, man.
June 18th, 2013.
That shows that everybody can be watched, bro. Everybody can be like, if you got some bad stuff on the internet, people be fine. No matter who you are, big, small.
Like an absolute madman with 25 points and 8 rebounds in the first half alone. Meanwhile, the Heat were struggling, and LeBron was in the midst of another monumental meltdown. 9 points on 33% shooting with the lowest plus-minus among all players in the half. So the man himself, Dion Wright, took to Twitter to lay down a 5-word diss that would eventually come back around to bite him nearly a decade later.
What did the dude say? What did the dude say? LeBron not clutch at all. Yeah. But I mean, the performance that LeBron did against him doesn't show LeBron to be clutch either. I'm not saying LeBron not clutch. LeBron clutch. But I mean, yeah.
LeBron not clutch at all. Now, at the time,
Du wirst gebraucht als
Yeah, LeBron is clutch, but not that clutch. He clutch.
Du erhältst mindestens 12 Euro pro Stunde.
This proclamation was widely agreed upon. Up to that point in LeBron's career, he just wasn't clutch. This tweet was almost less of a criticism and more of just an observation. A seemingly harmless, but...
I mean, what we mean by clutch? Do we mean by clutch is the guy that makes the play, that wins the championship or wins the team, the match? Not all the time. I gotta be honest with you. Like, we saw that in Cleveland with Kyrie. The Lakers, not that much. We saw that with the Heat too, Ray Allen. So I don't know what do you mean by clutch. Do you mean by clutch is like he a dope player, or do you mean by clutch is the one that takes you out of a bad situation? Because if it's the one that takes you out of a bad situation, not that much. I'm not being a hater. I'm just saying what I see.
Unlike the average trash talker on social media, Dion actually had some merit to give a take like this. In high school, Dion was California's Prep Player of the Year in 2012. And by the summer of 2013, Dion was playing basketball for St. Bonaventure University in New York. A Division I program,
he was
playing basketball for St. Bonaventure University in New York. A Division I program in the same conference as Dayton, UMass, and Davidson, where Stephen Curry played college ball. By his senior season at St. Bonaventure, the 6'7" forward was averaging a near double-double with 17 points and 9 rebounds a game, and led the program to one of their biggest wins in school history. Over 15th ranked Dayton in 2016.
Yeah, bro. Hey, bro. We're throwing the gang signs. I don't. Something about sports, bro. It's sometimes you gotta be chosen, man. Sometimes you gotta be chosen because you see some kids that ball out, man. And I'm not talking about basketball only. I'm talking about sports in general. Sometimes you have to be chosen, whether you're good or not. Sometimes, like, you get along with the right people and then you're just chosen. Even though you're okay, you're not that good. Sometimes you're chosen. And I see this a lot in this, like, the sports industry, where you got players that will ball out, man. They'll do everything. They'll be clutch. They'll do everything. But just because they don't got that, I don't know, they don't got that connection, or they're not that friendly with other, like, with coaches and with, I don't know. They don't get chosen. and they just like finish college and they're just like sitting. They got nothing to do. I don't know, bro. With the sports industry, man. Hold on. With the sports industry, man. Like, I don't know.
After college, Dion played multiple seasons as a pro internationally and has averaged 16, 6, and 3 a game in his last 2 seasons of pro ball overseas. Dion is far from the average trash talker on Twitter. The man's got NBA size and can hoop something serious. And he's constantly showcasing these skills in pro-am leagues like the TBT, a basketball tournament reserved for some of the most elite hoopers in the country, and the Drew League, one of the most prestigious pro-am summer leagues in the country. See, whenever people see these guys they've never heard of in pro-am leagues like the Drew League, they're quick to say these players must be some scrubs off the street. But
I'm sure if bro went overseas, he would have found a dope team.
As easy as it is to sit back and think that we could all go out there and give a decent effort, we couldn't. At least the majority of us can't. Even these pro-am guys that you've never heard of, these so-called janitors and mailmen, are these pro-am guys that you've never heard of. These so-called janitors and mailmen are all certified hoopers. In fact, you would have a tough time finding a guy who wasn't a contributing player at the D1 or even professional level throughout some of these pro-am leagues. Last week, Dion was set up to play in a Drew League game no different than any other. Just another ordinary pro-am game on the schedule. That is until DeMar DeRozan tweeted this: "The King and Debo, Drew League tomorrow." The Reaper of NBA Twitter had arrived, and it was knocking on Dion's door. 11 years after his original tweet about LeBron, and Dion would have to do what no sports fan had ever done before.
Too seriously if you thought
actually go out there and face the guy.
He was like, "Yo, bro, you won't believe this." I was like, "What?" He was like, LeBron is coming tomorrow to the Drew League.
Did you know that you were going to be the guy that was going to be tasked with guarding Braun as soon as it happened?
I told him, I'm guarding Braun. And whatever happens after that, it happens after that. Like, I told him straight up, like, I'm guarding Braun.
Everybody get hyped for somebody else. Hey, I woke up with anger in my life today. I woke up to DMX on my playlist today.
Yeesh. Blonde mid-ranges are lethal, man. They're getting lethal. And bro wasn't giving bad defense. I'm sure bro could have closed up the distance in that fade mid-range, but bro wasn't giving bad defense, man. He was giving okay defense. Good drive. Again. Hold on, bro. I want to see that drive again. Body through.
"42, 16, and 4. LeBron stats at the end of the game after going half speed and trying out some new combos in his bag. It was an absolute masterclass.
I don't know about combos now because all he did was fadeaways and driving up. And he shot a lot of threes.
One day,
I don't know what type of
became the LeBron show. And in absolutely no time at all, Dion Wright became the poster child for biting off more than you can chew.
Damn,
the
so
impossibly rare case
people knew what he said. People, wow.
of an NBA fan talking trash and being forced to back it up. But even more impossible is the fact that Dion did back up all the trash talk. Because Dion finished this game with a team-high 20 points and led his team back to just a 2-point deficit. Dion and his squad were just one bucket away from beating a Pro-Am team that featured LeBron James and DeMar DeRozan. The man had a one.
You see what I mean by threes, bro? Look at it. He got the range. You see what I mean? I was not throwing hay, bro. At threes, he was
greatest
trash.
players of all time. And despite all the memes and the jokes, he actually pulled it off. I guarantee. No. I promise that if any of us had to go out and guard LeBron James on a random Saturday afternoon, we wouldn't hold him to 40 points.
You see what I mean? Look, that's what I mean, man. Look at another three.
We wouldn't hold him to 40 points.
I'm telling you, bro, he was trash from the
would
three-point
not
line.
drop 20. In fact, NBA fans were asked this exact question. How would you fare going toe-to-toe against LeBron? And the answers, well, they speak for themselves. And possibly the craziest part about this entire story is that Dion wasn't even supposed to play in this game. The day before the game, Dion was in Buffalo and got a call from a friend.
Plus, he's not my size. I'm 6'4", 6'5". He's 6'9", 6'8", right?
His friend let him know that LeBron was going to be there, and Dion made a game-time decision to fly across the country, lace up against LeBron James, and win out there and drop 20 and 6. Fast forward 10 days, and Dion has now teamed up with Trae Young, earned LeBron's respect, and now has a story so crazy, even he can't believe it happened. Dion writes, the first man to ever trash talk an NBA player on Twitter and actually back it up.
Yeah, gotta give it to him.
Hope you all enjoyed. And as always,
you gotta give it to dude, man. Yeah, throw your game signs. You gotta give it to dude. Dude, trash talk, kinda backed it up. That's all what you could do, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.